Hello, and welcome, friends. This is what it's like driving around Las Vegas looking for retail product. Okay, guys, we bricked. All they have are these scam packages of Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards that you should not touch with a stolen Rod or Johnson of the magical variety. But this, however, is what you expect. It's completely empty unless you want every Pete Rose autograph that you can possibly imagine. Or you can get some OPC hockey. Also, I guess there's Allen and Ginter up here, $6, autographs, relics, other cards you can throw away because they're basically junk wax. But I did end up finding something interesting. Out hunting for cards and didn't find any, but I found these cool bags of cereal marshmallows for everyone's marshmallow in a bag needs. And in case you're still hungry, we did find a limited supply of binders for sale. As they are limiting the number of sports card binders that you can buy. There are so many fans of the sports cards these days that you cannot buy more than 2 boxes of sports card binders. What the living F? And finally, a little something for that holiday season. Those special gifts that mean so much. Wait, folks, this is why you're broke. $25 Blu-rays. Who the F pays for this? And now, for something completely different, 3 guys that you might want to pick up before this whole free agency thing pops off. The first guy is going to be DeMar DeRozan. Who knows if he's going to stay with the Spurs or if all those young guys are going to take over like Keldon Johnson and he's going to go the way of the dodo. He's a prolific shooter. He's been on the Raptors. He's just been kind of like in the mix. Sometimes he's good, sometimes he's not. He definitely has an opportunity to shine somewhere next year. Is it going to be on the Spurs or will he end up somewhere else? He did average over 20 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, which that's not anything to sneeze at, really. So take that handkerchief and shove it where the sun don't shine. DeMar DeRozan could be on your radar to pick up. The next guy we're going to talk about is Devonte Graham. Devonte Graham is in a pretty interesting situation. He did get 5th place in the Most Improved Player award or whatever that is. They tried to dangle that trophy to him, and he almost got as many votes as Jason Tatum, but ultimately Brandon Ingram topped that pile. Now, with Devonte Graham, he was upset about that, mostly because he did improve more than Brandon Ingram did, so where are the votes? He's probably sitting there stewing, drinking wine, eating grapes, just uncomfortably mad. So I think that he could come back this season and really smack some people in the face. And the other thing is that he's done a contract year, and the Hornets have the 3rd pick in the draft. So that means that they could get a little bit of a boost there, a little bit of gasoline for the tank, something to mow the lawn. Now, Devonte Graham cards are not very expensive. You can get his PSA 9 Prism about $35, and if you want the PSA 10s, you can find Optic Flash for $100, and you can find the Prism around $100 as well. Not somebody you want to just go and buy like $3,000 worth of cards, but if you wanted to pick up 4 or 5, anywhere around the 8 or 10 mark, that would be perfectly reasonable, and he does have an opportunity to keep getting better. He did go from an average of 4 points to an average 18, with rebounds, with assists. Like I said, this whole situation is pretty decent for Devonte Graham, so he might be a guy that you want to pick up. The last and most important guy on our list is 2015 Rookie of the Year, Karl Anthony Towns. The Minnesota Timberwolves have the 1st pick in the draft, and it doesn't really matter whether they keep it or whether they trade it for a bunch of assets. It's going to be a good year for the Timberwolves, and they've been abysmal. But Karl Anthony Towns has been amazing. He always has been. He didn't even reach being an all-star last year, but he's already been an all-star 2 times in the few years that he's been in the league. He's also averaging 26 points, about 11 rebounds, and 4.5 assists, something around that. I would, to a lesser extent, maybe look at D'Angelo Russell, but I think he reminds me a little bit of Kyrie Irving in that he's kind of cuckoo, a little one flew over the, cuckoo nest, whatever. However, he's got some issues. So I just, set him aside, whatever. If you want to pick him up, okay. But Karl Anthony Towns is the real meat on the potato. So that is who I'm looking for as well. And it's very important to understand ratios. There's a ratio of value, and generally these trends stay pretty consistent. That when a Prism card is worth $100, oftentimes the Select card is worth about $50. So when you have a disparity that's bigger than about a 2-to-1 ratio, you're looking at an opportunity. If there's going to be more attention on that player, a player like Karl Anthony Towns, there's going to be an opportunity for you to buy at a low price. So right now, Karl Anthony Towns Prism rookies are about $75. If you look at his Select rookies, you can find them in the $25 range. That is a 3-to-1 ratio, which obviously is a bigger disparity than what we've said the baseline is, which is about 2-to-1. So if the true market value of this card is about $30-ish, $5 or so for the $75 to $80 range, whatever on the Prism, then that is something we can exploit by buying some Karl Anthony Towns Select cards at $25. So it is very important to understand the ratios, because if you look in the nooks and the crannies when you're doing your research, this is where you will find an ability to exploit a lack of attention on a card that will have that attention in the future. And I think with the Timberwolves, whatever they do with their draft pick, Karl Anthony Towns is going to be a beast next season no matter what. And it's important to understand that everybody's on the table in the upcoming season. Every single person from every single team. So you got to make sure that you're combing through when you're trying to find value in spots when everybody else is going for these top few picks here and there. You want to find the nooks and the crannies. So people are going to tell you buy Anthony Davis, buy Giannis, buy all these safe picks. Yeah, that's fine. They're obviously popular players. Their cards are obviously in a good position. It doesn't take a genius. You don't have to be Anthony Michael Hall with shades on with a Johnson full of weed. Now that's a magical Johnson. You don't have to be that guy to know that, hey, this is a card I'm going to buy. But if you do your research, you look through the nooks, you look through the crannies, you're in the haystack, you're digging through the Chuck E. Cheese, you're going to find some value that other people missed. And I think Karl Anthony Towns Select cards at a 3-to-1 ratio from his Prism is pretty good. Because if that Prism card goes up to 150, 200, suddenly that Prism card, that Select rather, is going to be worth 75. It's going to be worth 80. It's an opportunity, and those are the kind of things that you should look for when you're trying to invest, especially if you're looking for a shorter midterm flip. Boy, that certainly has been a mouthful, and no milk or cereal either. Thank you very much for 1,000 subscribers. We've hit 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate your support, and we're going to continue making all this sloppy content. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you on the sloppy side.